we really our transition work in December really paid off for us. We've really hit the ground running like we wanted to, and things are going well so far.
What's been the inception so far? Meeting with department heads, trying to get the feel there?
Oh, yes, we had a department head meeting yesterday. Actually, what we're doing is we're kind of cleaning up. We met with a lot of the department heads and some of the employees over the last 5 weeks. So we're moving on now to other people that we didn't have time for during the transition process.
How many department heads are there, just to give folks an idea of government there in Rome?
I think we've got about 19 different departments. So that's quite extensive. Some are small and some are large.
Sure, and out of those 19, some changes in the departments there?
Yes, we did. We made some changes in the appointed department heads.
And who would be staying, who would be going among folks that names that people might know there in the Rome area?
Anything specific or highlighted in your opinion?
Well, we appointed some new people to Commissioner of Public Works, Commissioner of Public Safety. We have a deputy for Public Works now, part-timer. We retained the treasurer, the corporation counsel. We moved in one of the lawyers that was up there, Gerard Feeney. He's in the interim position. We will be looking at a couple other changes. We're going to bring in a recreation director. So we have the confidential secretary. I brought in my own secretary. So things like that.
Nice. Feeling comfortable, getting a bit more comfortable with the folks there. Now that you're sitting behind the desk, anything that you didn't see maybe coming to fruition while you were running for this race, now you're sitting behind the desk, you see some paperwork and say, oh, wow, I didn't realize this. I have to pay more attention to this. Things along those lines?
Actually, it's nothing to do with paperwork, but the condition of the City Hall building has me very concerned. There is some leakage there. We've got to address the condition of the building. I think it's been building up over a number of years. There's money in the capital budget, and we're going to have to do that right off. It's kind of a perilous situation, I would say. We have a lot of glass and a glass-type atrium in the front of the building, which creates a large lobby area. And we've got some real damage there. And it's affecting other departments. We've got leaking in our city clerk's vault. We have quite a leaking situation in our assessor's office. There's a leak in the mayor's conference room. So we've got some work to do there.
So the building itself, kind of a surprise to you. It's kind of interesting. I saw Jerry Seinfeld has a series called Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, and he did one with President Obama this week.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that or not, but one of the things that he talked about with Obama was Obama's surprise when he reached office. One of his biggest surprises was the White House itself. It was like he didn't think about that. He didn't think about actually spending the first night in the White House, which was kind of intimidating to him. So you're finding some of that to be the case with the actual building you're in. As for Obama himself, he's trying to push for some tighter gun laws out there. Jackie, how do you think that's going to go for him?
I don't think that's going to make one bit of difference. Anytime you do something with an executive order, it's only temporary. I think it's a little bit of overkill. For us up here, and especially in upstate New York, we have many, many responsible gun owners. And in New York State itself, I think we have the toughest laws of any state as far as being able to buy a gun, a background check, registration. So it's kind of like drugs. If someone wants a gun, they're going to find a way to get the gun, just like someone finds a way to get drugs.
Okay. The Oregon militia situation also touching on gun control, where those militia guys have taken over that federal building out there with loaded guns, which is, of course, against the law. And they say they're fighting for their constitutional rights out there. Some people are calling them terrorists. Others just calling them occupiers. How would you classify those folks?
Well, I don't know that they're terrorists. I mean, that's a pretty harsh term, especially in today's world. I don't know. I think that sometimes when you try to legislate everything from the White House it causes real consternation throughout the country.
Mm-hmm.
And I think part of that is what you're seeing in the election process. This year is going to be a contentious year as far as the presidential election is concerned, and I think people are getting at their real edge with these things. They feel as though their constitutional rights are being violated, and that's a very tough thing, along with other things that are happening in America.
Yeah, those are some of the national topics Dave talking about. If we can hone in here a little bit more on New York, bringing it back. I know the governor, and we were talking about this a little bit off the air here during the break, but getting some pushback here from his idea to mandate homeless into shelters. How do you feel about that? And do you feel there's a homeless problem in Rome?
I think there's probably a homeless problem everywhere. Here in Rome, I think we have shelters that do an excellent job. I know that our rescue mission is very active. We also have Loaves and Fishes that tries to help people and find them shelter. Mm-hmm. They feed on the weekends. I don't know. I think it's going to be very difficult, especially in New York City, to mandate all the homeless into a shelter. Some of them don't want to be in a shelter, so I am not really sure how you're going to accomplish that in a bigger city. I think in a smaller city like Rome, we have a handle on it anyway, because we can control it. Mm-hmm. I don't know how you do that where you have millions of people.
Sure, good point.
Talking to new Rome Mayor Jackie Izzo on the Talk of the Town at 100.7 FM WUTQ.
And some changes in Common Council out in Rome. Any thoughts on that going forward, doing business with Common Council members? See any roadblocks or maybe any advancements there?
No, I don't think there's any roadblocks. I'm very happy for all of those. We have 2 new councilors, one in the 4th Ward and one in the 6th Ward. And, of course, our council president, for the first time in over 30 years, Rome has a new council president. Mm-hmm. No, I think everybody is I was at everyone's swearing in last week, and I think everyone's excited and ready to get to work trying to move Rome forward. I think we're going to have actually, the council is now 6-1 Republican.